We're back for another episode of the Martial View then, guys, and today we're joined by Craig Bissett, who is the owner of BElite. And I had the pleasure last week of going and teaching a seminar of his at his summer camp. So, Craig, how's it going, mate?
Good, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm really well, mate. Thank you very much, and thank you for having me the other weekend. It was awesome. It was great fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
So you're amazing. Yourself as well. The seminar was wicked. So yeah, I'm really impressed.
Thank you. Yeah, we're loving it and looking forward to doing it next year as well, which we'll get to in a second. Let's talk a little bit about your background in martial arts then. So how did you start in martial arts and why did you start?
I originally started as a kid, about 5 years old, to be honest, underneath an amazing instructor called John Richards, essentially in martial arts, Strickland karate, so traditional karate.
Yeah.
Long time ago. Still doing it today. I still go every year, training with him as well. So absolutely love it. It's kind of got the second generation of Shotokan, which we met at camp as well, which was Abby and Afia.
Yeah.
Newer version of the Shotokan, which is great. So yeah, continued from there. About 15 years ago, I got in with another group, sort of taekwondo and kickboxing based, and then started looking at teaching. I haven't really looked back since, to be honest. BElite started about 5 years ago. Yeah. BElite originally because I kind of had my eyes open to various martial arts, which is with the more traditional ones, you tend to find that it's quite a one-track martial art when you go to traditional bases, and they tend to try and stick you down that track. But what I learned from different instructors like yourself, which I loved, so I decided to put all the best bits that I thought together and try to come up with a new sort of modern mixed martial arts that kids can actually use in schools, because a lot of these traditional martial arts now are like impact and striking, and kids actually get in trouble for defending themselves nowadays. So we're trying to get something where the kids can use it without getting themselves in trouble as well. So yeah, it's going really well at the moment, so quite happy.
Awesome. Yeah, it sounds amazing. And the location you've got is fantastic. Obviously, you've got the camping site, you've got the gym, you've got, it's kind of, it's all there, isn't it? In the area, you've got gym, spa, sauna, etc., swimming pool.
Yeah, we're really lucky where we are, to be honest. It was a bit of a lucky shot. We've been there now for about 2.5 years, and originally the site itself was advertised as storage. So I went and approached the guys on site, which are the CrossFit guys, and said to them, would you mind if we stuck a martial arts and fitness academy in here? And they seemed really keen, and it's worked well since, to be honest. So we were really lucky because obviously I funded 3/4 of it myself, but we also had a lot of families. It's a really sort of family-oriented business. They're donating time, money, things like that. I did Helpful Ninja, so I ran doing like bar jobs and things like that to raise a little bit extra cash, and obviously put the name back a little bit too. So yeah, it was really good, and we're really proud of what we got there. So you saw the site; it is absolutely stunning, and it works well with what we got. We might need to look for a slightly bigger location next year, though, with the way it's going at the moment. We've got a lot of interest for next year's camp, which is great. So yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. Where did the idea of the camp come about then, and how long have you been running it for?
Yeah, originally I had the pleasure of training with Kevin and Jenny Mills with the BKKU tempo, and like I said, it was one of those ones where I got my eyes open to lots of different martial arts. I had the pleasure of training with some really great names, Anthony Pillage, Mikey Wright, Eddie Quinn. So yeah, and it's just as you know yourself, when you build these sort of relationships through martial arts, they tend to be lifetime relationships, not just that odd weekend type thing. You tend to keep in contact.
Yeah.
And then when Kevin and Jenny decided they weren't doing it anymore, we sort of went, well, I know I'm going to miss this. And my guys had just started doing it as well. So we used to take about 15 up to camp every year. So we're like, I'll tell you what, we're in a nice location. Let's see if we can get some of the instructors down. It sort of went from there. We just tried to make it bigger and better every year. So yeah, it's good. So that's third one next year. So we're looking forward to that one.
Perfect. There must be so much kind of stuff involved in running a camp like that. So was the first one pretty daunting in terms of organizational skills?
No, to be fair, because I had the support of some of the guys that were at BKKU, Amrik and Matty Palmer and Amrit Singh. I kind of watched what they did. So we've run some big events ourselves with BElite. We go down to Haven every year, and we saw 150 kids down there training every year. So we're kind of used to the big events anyway. The kids one this year was our first, though. That was kids stopping overnight at the camp itself. We did like a sleeping bag on the mats, and we did like a movie night for the kids and stuff like that. Bouncing. Yeah. They loved it, and they got the pleasure of training with all the instructors as well.
Sure.
Yeah, it's always stressful. I'm quite lucky with the team that I've got. Actually, you've met all the team, Kylie and Stuart. they're absolutely brilliant. And like I said, it was their first year of helping properly this year without me running that. So next year we're quite streamlined. So I think we could really well next year. Not that we worked so low. We did have a couple of problems every day, but yeah, it was dealt with and no one would have known. So, but yeah, it was good.
It was smooth from my MA, so yeah, it all went well, I think. Yeah, and everyone seemed to enjoy it. You got some amazing instructors, obviously, on the first year that I saw the pictures of, and then the second year that I was lucky enough to attend. Where do you kind of get your instructors from? Do you just kind of put the feelers out and just, or do you go on what you want to train in, or do you go on what your students want to train in, or is it just who's available for those days?
This year, I've got to be honest, with COVID, it was a lot harder getting instructors this year. So it was a lot of chasing. A lot of people were very keen to come on. We've got so many people that have already messaged about next year's camp, about coming along with their groups and also teaching, which is great. We know we've got the sort of 9 to 10 instructors we had this year are already teach jobs, so everyone enjoyed it. So yeah, it's a little bit of everything really. So with the COVID, I think it gave me a chance to actually start looking at other people's martial arts doing, which is one of the things I love doing, and diversity from different styles. We all put our little twist each, which is great. So I kind of hunted down yourself. I've worked with Tony for years now. Matt and America all seem to go down the storm too. Vince with his Bulldog chapter as well. Vince Marsh. Yeah. His stuff is just absolutely amazing. So it's kind of, I try to make it more as diverse as I can, traditional to modern, which means everyone gets a bit of a taste. So I think there'll be some martial arts you enjoy, some martial arts you pick up really well, some are a little bit more challenging. But the whole idea of it is just to open your eyes to different ones. So yeah, I'm already looking for instructors for next year, but I've already spoken to a few that sort of caught my attention over COVID last year. I think everyone's sort of held off a little bit with the fact that everyone's trying to get their clubs back up and running at the moment. I could just see we've already got plans. Next year's one is going to be huge. We've got a bigger location just down the road as well, just in case. So yeah, really, really happy. I'm definitely looking forward to the variety that everyone's bringing again next year. So yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. And that variety of martial arts, I think, is so important. I think people tend to get streamlined sometimes, don't they? Like you said, just going into their own martial arts and they kind of get the blinders on and don't look at other martial arts and then stop learning different things. They just look in terms of their system. So I think what you're doing, putting, a showcase of all sorts of different martial arts, from traditional to sport to self-defense to a kind of mixture of stuff, I think it's really, really cool. So, hats off for doing that and great job for it.
Good.
Let's talk about next year's then. So have you got dates yet? Talk about the location, talk about some of the instructors that are going to come on and do a segment for you.
So at the moment then, we've actually basically confirmed pretty much all the instructors for next year's camp with the same ones as this year. So we've got pretty much 10 instructors. We were really, really fortunate to actually have the Muay Thai Shayafra actually live from Thailand, I think. That was amazing. So we got that booked for next year again. We're looking now then probably at some bigger groups, because originally I think we had about another 5 quite big groups that wanted to get involved. That's be another 50, 60 students coming down, which we're really excited about. Cool. So on another sort of like 5 to 10 instructors, so we can run 2 or 3 seminars at once. Obviously, one, try and keep all the fun bits around it as well, with all the food and the drink and obviously the entertainment we did this year. Because we all got to. We kind of, when we train, I think we tend to stay with people that we know. I'm a bit different. I tend to look for the biggest in the room or the highest graded, just to train so I can learn myself. But yeah, so it's that point of, we are looking for new instructors. So if there are any instructors that do want to come down and sort of show off some of their stuff they're doing. My year was supposed to be this year where I showed off the highest end of my stuff. But with the tight schedule that we ran, I didn't actually only get the kids one this year. But I'll start in next year's one. So we've got
forward to it.
But yeah, so we've confirmed, like I said, the 9 to 10 instructors we've already got at the moment. We are looking for another 4 or 5. I am in contact with a few at the moment. I'll keep the names to my chest at the minute, just
till confirmed. Yeah.
But all the other stuff is, like I said, we're looking at a larger training area this year. We got camping, we got B&Bs in sight as well, as you know. All the food and drink included, and then the live entertainment. We've actually secured the same singer, brother and sister, for this year as well, because they really enjoyed the company and the people that were there. So yeah, good.
Fantastic. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be just as amazing as it was this year. Do you want to see it expanding more and more then? So where do you see it going in kind of 5 years? Do you want to see like a massive thing like the martial arts shows that you see, where it's kind of like 2, 3, 4 day events? You've got stalls, you've got, people selling merchandise, things like that. Do you see it as that, or do you want to keep it that smaller, intimate kind of thing?
I think there's room for there's room for more than one event a year, really, with that sort of stuff that we're doing at the moment. Something I look forward to every single year. I think if we keep it where it is at the moment now, it'll be more focused on the training itself, which I think is the most important bit. We all like the social bit at the end of it, but the whole idea is to walk away with those new skills that we learn over the weekend, and that's the thing I always loved, and the new bruises, as we all found out as well.
Yeah.
Fun. So yeah, it's about going there. The first night's always about relaxing, getting to know the different groups. Hence why we don't wear belts and stuff like that to start with, because that can be a little bit intimidating, especially for new students that are excited but coming into something new, some anxiety issue. But yeah, so I'd like the camp to be more focused on the training, and then the social development more than anything. And then a little bit later down the line, then we can look at maybe taking part of the camp out and actually putting on one of these shows and just showing what BElite's all about at the moment. So yeah, that'd be quite cool.
Perfect, awesome. And what about your plans for BElite then? Not just the camps, but yourself as a school. What do you want to, or how do you see that going in the next, in the future?
We're doing really well at the moment, to be honest. Even through COVID, we managed to keep running. Obviously, we lost a few students, which I think most schools did. It was quite devastating to see how many schools actually closed over and some good schools as well. So yeah, a little bit heartbreaking from that point of it, but we managed to adapt. I'm not really one for like Zoom calls or videos or photos really, but I've kind of had to change my opinion about it.
Yeah.
Last sort of like 12 months. But from that, we actually did a pandemic grading. So I put a brand new curriculum together because I couldn't sit there going through the belt system. I had too diverse a range of belts themselves. So we put a little curriculum together where the kids had themselves a one-off belt with a one-off certificate, which they loved. Cool. Moving forward then, we just took on 4 new instructors, which you met at camp. When Louise Gainsborough, Neil or Sayut Mayam Tom, Michael as well, Michael Jones. So yeah, these are 4 instructors that bring their own bit to BElite, which I'm quite happy about. Moving forward, we are looking at getting another location at some point, so a bit of a larger one where we can put maybe some more bigger shows on. Yeah, we got some backing from some nice big places locally as well. So I'll speak to you about that in the future. But we've got some big plans for where we're going. We're looking at some online streaming, make it more sort of open to the rest of the country with what we teach, because it was a very new, quite nice system to pick up, and the kids, it seems to be going down a storm with the kids at the moment, which is great. We include the weapons as part of their standard training. Is a bit different to a lot of martial arts nowadays as well. As a group, in general, we don't just offer the martial arts, we offer fitness programs as well. So yeah, so that's anything from sort of like your exercise work to speed work to the martial arts side of it as well. We produce some fighters. I've got a boxer actually fighting next week. Owen Cox is actually fighting on one of the Prince promotions down in Plymouth. So he's one of our first BElite boxers going out, and I've got every faith that he's going to do really well in that. Very, very focused young man, that's for sure. And then we've just started our instructor program. Okay, so we're now taking on sort of like 16 upwards to run through a full instructor program where they actually aim to become a full-time instructor. I think lots of people nowadays don't realize that martial arts and fitness can actually be a full-time job. About 5 years now, in fact more than that, about 12 years. Think about with the previous group as well. Yes, about 12, 15 years. I love it. I wouldn't look back. It's you want to get out of bed in the morning to go to work. It's for like that.
Yeah, 100%.
And then yeah, we got, like I said, we got some plans for some bigger locations. We're also working down the mental health route. I've got a lot of support from a lot of which I spoke to you previously about Zara and things like that as well, who's going to be supporting us with health stuff we're doing. I've got a young lady called Sarah Khan from Mind, and she works for BBC Somerset, and she's also part of a group called SAS, which is Somerset Anxiety Support. Closed events for ladies that have suffered with abuse over the next couple of months as well. So yeah, we're non-stop at the moment, which is great, and everything's moving forward in the right directions, I think. So I'm quite happy.
That sounds amazing, mate. Yeah, congratulations. It sounds like you're doing really well with the kids program, adult program, competitors. Like you're ticking every box, and the mental health aspect as well. So awesome. I'll look forward to teaching another slot on your seminar next, or your summer camp next year, and bringing some of my guys up. And yeah, it was an absolute pleasure to come and see you and meet you properly. And yeah, thank you so much.
And on my end as well, you guys were all amazing, and it was great to have everyone there. I think the click at the end of it, and all the photos we got from camp was amazing. I think I got like over 1,500 photos or something stupid like that. But yeah, it was brilliant.
Awesome.
So I'll put some more up later and some more videos. I got a load of videos I've got yet as well. So cool. Thank you.
That's all right, no problem. Where can people get in touch with you if they want to look for classes or if they're interested in teaching on next year's event?
Wicked. Okay, so if you're interested in classes or any of the PTs or the online stuff, the best way to get hold of us is either through Facebook. It's either BElite or Craig on Facebook. Same with the instructors as well, or even group bookings. If you want to come down and actually join us on the camp itself, you can contact me through there. Probably the easiest way to contact us though is actually via email. It gets picked up quick as 4 of us on that one at the moment. So an email address is info@b-elite.co.uk. So that's info@belite.co.uk. So that's for anyone that's interested in classes or camp or even teaching on camp.
Perfect. Sounds amazing. I would highly recommend coming along next year to come and do the summer camp, because it's just such a good time. So many good open-minded martial artists from all different backgrounds. So yeah, you did a great job, and I'm sure next year will be even bigger and better. So cheers, Craig. Take care of yourself, and I will speak to you soon, I'm sure. And then see you next year, if not before.
Okay, take care.
Cool. Thank you. Bye-bye.